guys, welcome back to another video. This is a Snow Basket Foods, Health and Wellness channel. I do content around homemade recipes from all kinds, from all around the world, health and wellness in general. So please subscribe if you haven't yet. And today's topic will be a very interesting one, as you've seen down on the title of the video. I've gotten so many questions from my followers, and I've been meaning to do this video, especially for those people, especially for those followers of mine who I love so much. Thank you for requesting. And if you want me to do any other topic that you'd want me to share on this channel, please feel free to comment down below in the comment section so that I can know the kind of questions that you want answered on this channel. So today I'll be talking about how I started this YouTube channel. It's been about a year now. Wow, time really moves so fast. I was meaning to start this channel a while back, but I don't know. The things that kept stopping me, there are so many. And I figured that those are some of the questions or some of the doubts that most people who want to start their YouTube channel have. So I decided to talk about them today on this video. So I'll be referring on my laptop here, and on my notebook, I have some written down so that I don't forget anything that you guys will need to use. I'm doing this video during the day and it's a bit noisy. There are so many environmental noises, so pardon me on that one, but I hope I'm very clear. I'll try and adjust the voice of this video so that you guys can hear me clearly and so that you guys can take out the points, the important points that you guys need to start your YouTube channel. So it's not too late to start your YouTube channel. And the first question I'll be talking about is the journey to start a YouTube channel. I always wanted to start a YouTube channel since COVID time, guys, but I never really got myself to start that channel. I kept procrastinating until we are here like a year later. I started my channel last year in 2023 around July. So I don't know when you'll be seeing this video, but I'll already be a year old on YouTube, yeah? And there's so many things that you need to know when you're starting a YouTube channel if you really need to start one. Personally, my journey began from this Snow Basket brand. As you see, my brand is called Snow Basket. And this did not start just as a YouTube channel in the beginning, guys. For those who've been following me, I know I have viewers and subscribers from all around the world, even here in Kenya, my home country. Thank you. So guys, I love you so much. Thank you for being here. So let me just go straight to the point. My journey started at the Snow Basket brand. I came up with this brand during about 2 years ago when I started my business. Most of you, if you followed, most of the people who know me here, especially family and friends, and some of my customers also follow this channel. Those who know me, I've been selling pishori rice. We grow pishori rice from where I come from. I come from Kirinyaga County. That's my hometown. That's where I was born. And my family has grown rice for over 20 years, guys, for over 20, 30 years. And I started this brand growing, selling rice. I do rice in wholesale and retail. I do white rice, pishori rice, which is the pure brand. So I decided to just start this YouTube channel to sort of expand that business. That was how the Snow Basket Foods, Health and Wellness was born. Of course, when you're starting a YouTube channel, most of the time you want to make money out of it because you can make money out of YouTube. And you can also use it as a marketing platform where you can grow your audience, and the same audience is the same one that you can sell products or services to. So it's a good business platform and business avenue, especially if you have a business. I'd advocate for anybody with a business, it's good to start a YouTube channel. It doesn't matter if you make the money, because when you start making money on YouTube is, I think how I'd consider it, it's a long-term game. So don't get in on YouTube thinking that you're going to start making money, immediately. That rarely happens. There are those people who open YouTube channels and within 3 months they're making money, because the cap where you start making money on YouTube is when you achieve 1,000 subscribers and when you have 3,000 watch hours within a year. That's within 364 days. So guys, that's not easy to keep up. And to have 1,000 people who believe in you and in your content, I think that's a very big thing. Yeah. And another thing that made me start my journey was because I talked about the brand that I started about rice. It's very personal to me because anything food related, anything health related is very personal to me, because I've noticed that there's so many adulterated types of things. Actually, it started with me buying rice from the markets and from the supermarkets, and I'd come back and cook the rice and I would find, oh my goodness, it was terrible. It was, there's that rice that I grew up eating, and if you've eaten the rice from where, or the rice from Kirinyaga, you know that it's original rice. It's an irrigation scheme which is called Moya irrigation scheme. So that's where you get the best Pishori rice, and it's grown from home. There's that home taste. The aroma is nice. It reminds you of so many childhood memories. So when I came to Nairobi, because currently I live in Nairobi, Kenya, in Ngong, it was very hard for me to find that kind of rice, yeah, because I used to buy it from the market. So I thought, let me just be getting it from home, because we grow it anyway, and I have links to where I can get the pure Pishori rice, yeah. So I was just trying to solve a need, and that was around the COVID time, guys. If you remember, during COVID time, there was a lot of, a hustle and bustle of getting food, of storing food in large quantities in your house, because people are not going out again to go and do shopping. So that is when I had this idea, guys. That was when I had this idea. And I thought, wow, if I'm solving a problem for me, there must be other people like me who are looking for pure, authentic rice or anything else. Me personally, I picked rice because I'm familiar with it and I come from a rice growing county. So it was very easy for me to figure it out. And I thought this would actually solve a need for people. I'm sure there are people who are looking for authentic rice like me and they're not getting it. So that's how I kickstarted the Snow Basket channel. In fact, this brand, we came up with it with a lady called Liz. She's the one who developed the whole. I developed an idea about the logo, and Liz actually made it. Liz, just comment down below. Yeah, she does printing and branding and making logos like this. So I came up with an idea. I wanted a basket because it was basically rice, yeah? So rice in a basket, and rice is white and snow. So I came up with snow basket as a basket of rice, and instead of just making it rice, I just made it snow basket rice, a basket with full of snow, and the snow is rice. Yeah, and it became a brand. Yeah, so I developed it for some time, and it's the brand I was using to sell my rice with. And then eventually I thought, why not start a YouTube channel? And I always wanted to start a YouTube channel. And this is the reason why. This is one thing that I'll tell you guys. If you're out there and you have these fears, because the reason why I didn't even start a YouTube channel earlier, I'd have started this earlier, like during COVID time, because that's when it hit me, like, oh, I'm in the house, I'm not doing anything, so I need to start up. And I always wanted to be doing something. I always want to be, and I'm very artistic. I love to do art stuff. Anything artistic, I love to do. So this was a nice platform for me to actually bring out my art, for me to actually create. And I thought this is a good idea, but there were so many things stopping. And these are the things that stop so many people from starting YouTube channels, yeah? Because I've been there, so I know. And another reason that I started this YouTube channel, another reason why I'm so into health and wellness and fitness and eating healthy. I know this is not popular among people my age. You find that we want to eat junk, we want to eat all sorts of things, sugar, or oil, things that are deep fried, chicken in, KFC, like in my country right now, there's chicken in, there's KFC, there's pizza. So you always find people queued up at the counters waiting for especially during Saturdays, and they even have kids, And I've noticed for some reason their kids, every time you see these guys on the queues, and I'm not judging here, guys, I'm not judging anybody, because there are days I have cravings for those particular foods, and I find myself eating them. That's how I even know that people actually queue with their kids. And I've noticed a very huge number of people, especially kids who are on the plus size, yeah. And I've noticed that health and wellness is not taken seriously, especially among the young generations, yeah. And what brought me to that, I didn't just start being healthy recently or when I started a YouTube channel. No, it's something that I got myself in. When I got pregnant for my daughter, who is now 7 years old, I suffered a health illness, yeah, right after I got my daughter. I'm not going to mention the hospital because it was an ordeal, it was very traumatizing, but I need to share this story to inform somebody out there who might go through a similar experience, especially if it's your first time getting a child or giving birth. You need to be very careful. You need to be very careful so that you don't go through some of the experiences that I went through, especially being the first time. This happens a lot to first time moms, and I'm very passionate about that because if I had that information at hand around that time, it would have saved me a lot. I suffered appendicitis, which is basically an inflammation on my appendix, and the surgeon who took care of me after I left the hospital later explained to me what happened, yeah. So my daughter was in a breech position because I really wanted to have a normal delivery, guys, but it couldn't happen for some reason because my daughter was very tall. And please forgive the noise. You're going to hear a lot of noises. So my birth story, I'm going to make it very brief, guys. When I was around 8 months, the clinic I used to go to, I transferred from that hospital and I went to the hospital that I was going to be delivering my daughter in. So that's where I started my clinics. And it was around the 35th, 36th, 37th, 38th week. Yeah, so that's when they did a scan and they noticed that she's in a breech position. And I used to feel the head here around my tummy because it was not moving. Apparently, she was very tall, and it being the first pregnancy, my womb had not stretched. That's the explanation that they actually gave me. So as a first-time mom, we tend to not have second opinions. Yeah, that's one thing that I feel sorry for myself that I didn't know. You need to seek second opinions. I am not going to make this video about my birth story. If you want to hear a detailed version of it, just let me know down on the comment section below because it's quite long and I'm sure I don't want to bore you guys with all the details. So I'm just going to be basic about it and outline the information that I want you to pick as to why I started this channel, because most of the time, especially for new YouTubers who are trying to pick a niche or a sub-niche for their YouTube channel, most of the time that's the first question that you should ask yourself. What is the niche that you need to make content about? What kind of niche do you need to put your content out for? Yeah, something that works for you. So personally, it was driven by those explanations that I've given. I knew I wanted to start a health and wellness channel because I really went through a lot, especially during that time. Giving birth for the first time, you've not had a child before, you've had to be hospitalized for a period of time. I really went through a lot of it was a mental breakdown, guys, yeah? Postpartum depression, name it. I went through all that. So what happened basically, I understand after the cesarean section, because my daughter did not turn, so it had to be an elective cesarean section. So I went in and the cesarean section was done very well in that hospital, and I came back home for around about 2 weeks. So I developed a very bad pain in my stomach and on my stomach, yeah, and the wound was okay because it had already started healing and I was fine, I was doing okay. But 2 weeks later, guys, 2 weeks later, oh goodness, it was the most traumatizing thing for me, guys. The pain, I've never felt such pain my whole life, yeah. And I always said I'm going to share this story after. I've always wanted to share this story here on my channel because it'll help a lot of you. If I can share it and it'll help someone and prevent someone from going through what I went through, then I'm happy about that. And to also give God the glory because it was a death situation and I'm here living, breathing. It was all God, guys. God came through for me. It's also a testimony for me, yeah. and how I started this channel. So after my daughter was born through the cesarean section, so I went through and I came back home, and within 2 weeks I was doing very well. My daughter was breastfeeding very well, and I was healing very well because my wound had already compacted. When I went back, the doctor told me that the wound, in fact, when I got these pains, initially I thought it was because of that cesarean section. Maybe they left something. You guys know, here in Kenya, even outside Kenya, the guys watching me, yeah, these things happen. Sometimes nurses or doctors, they forget things in your tummy. You know, at this point, there's so many things going around in your mind. You're thinking, did they leave something? But the pain was not under at the CS section. You guys know it's under the abdomen, yeah? The pain was my stomach. It was like a stomachache. You know how you feel when you have a stomachache? That was a pain, yeah? A really bad stomachache, like you've eaten something that did not agree with your tummy. That is how it felt initially. And remember, guys, I'm only 2 weeks, like my daughter is only 2 weeks old. I just left hospital and it's just 2 weeks. So I had to go back to hospital, and for some time they did not realize what the problem was, because it was getting worse and worse and worse. It was a whole story. I'm just going to skip all the details and go straight to the point. So I had to go back to the hospital so that they find out what the problem was. Yeah, CT scans and all, and nothing was being found, nothing was being seen. And remember, guys, my daughter is just 2 weeks old. I'm telling you, it was traumatic. Yeah, that's why when I speak about health and wellness, it's a very personal it's a very personal topic to me. Yeah, because it's very deep to me. It comes with a lot of deepness. Yeah, a lot of emotions. So long story short, they took me to theater, but they took me back to theater 2 weeks after my cesarean section, and they did an open surgery to try and find out what the problem was. At this point, when they were wheeling me to theater again, they didn't even know what the problem was. At this point, they were just speculating. Yeah, they had a team of doctors do a series of exams and tests on my tummy, and they could not establish what was the cause of the pain, because it was not going away. I was not breathing well. I was looking, guys, it was terrible. I don't even want to go into the details. Yeah, thank God, because we had a supportive team, the family that supported me. Thank you so much. I'm sure they're watching this. The family that supported me during that time, and the friends, thank you so much, because it really helped. That's why when you're in this position, when you're in this situation, you need a team around you. You need people supporting you, because it's very difficult. It's not an easy thing, yeah? The birth experience and all. If you can get support as much as you need, that is what I'd advocate for. Yeah, so I went back to theater. They did an open surgery on my stomach. Remember, this time it was on my abdomen for the cesarean section. Now they did an open surgery on my stomach to try and find out what it is, and they found out that it was the appendix. So the surgeon who was dressing my wound after I left the hospital was telling me that, you see, when they clip you, when the stomach is cut, it's cut like 3 layers, yeah? I spoke about this in one of the videos that I was doing about working out, yeah? Why I work out. If you've not checked out that video, go check it out, because and I'll also link it down below for you. In that video, I say that so those are some of the exercises that I do to regain back the lost muscle, because when your stomach is cut, you lose some muscle. So basically, my tummy was cut. The layers were cut into like 3 sections. When you undergo a cesarean section, your tummy is cut like into 3 layers, yeah? So when they are clipping it, when they clip it, see, this is your stomach. Let's just use this as an example. This is your tummy, yeah? And they cut 3 layers, yeah, to get into the baby and get the baby out. So when they're stitching it back, they clip both sides, yeah? So that one of the clips, so that they're able to sew it, yeah? So one of the side they clipped was close to the appendix. So they clipped it together with the appendix. And that is what happened, yeah? So the appendix was bruised, basically. And after some time, because it was a wound, there was a wound on the appendix, it ruptured. And guys, if you know the work that the appendix does, it's sort of a sieve of food, or I don't know, stones, things that are not supposed to go into the stomach. That is where they are stored, yeah. So of course there's some dirt in the appendix. So when it ruptures, it infects the tummy and it became septic, yeah. And it's inside. Remember, it's internal. So the wound was internal. The it was actually septic. So it infected my whole tummy, and that was what was causing the whole pain, yeah. Because there was pus, there was blood, there was a buildup of pus. It was a wound, yeah, inside the stomach on my appendix. So I had to go in, and they did an open surgery, cleaned up the wound, and it was now a wound that I had to heal, and it took me like a month in the hospital. So during this period, I was just praying. I remember, yeah, it's a testimony because it was actually a near-death experience, and I experienced so many things around that time, which I don't even want to disclose right now. But I'm thankful to God because this is a testimony. He brought me out safely and healed me completely, because I never even experienced any pains. And I remember even after I left the hospital, I later got some other pains, yeah, because now I was sitting for some time. I was not exercising, I was not moving around, so that made the intestines sort of ni kushikana. Kenyans who are here listening, I'll speak in Swahili. Ni kama intestines zako zinashikana in a way. Mwili inakuwa stiff, yeah? Your body becomes stiff, and the intestines, because remember it's in the stomach, it's like there are some things that stick together. Because when you're moving, things are loose and you go back. And remember, if it's a wound, because I stayed bedridden for like a month or two, yeah, before it healed, and I had to go and get dressed. The wound had to be dressed. A lot of things that happened around that time. So I later went in with pains. After about 3-4 months later, I started experiencing pains around my stomach that were resembling the pains that I was feeling. So at this point, I remember even going to, I changed hospitals after I realized that hospital I went to were the ones who did the mess. And I even went back to the same hospital, guys. That's why I'm telling you, seeking a second opinion is the best thing that you can do for yourself, especially medical situations. It's always better to have that second or even third and fourth opinion, yeah? Don't just trust one opinion. So at this point, after I started experiencing these pains, my daughter was around 4, 5, 6 months. So I started experiencing some pains in my tummy, yeah? And when I went back to the hospital, I remember going into the different hospital now that I changed, yeah? And seeing one of the doctors, and I was so scared. And I thought my appendix was going to rupture again. Guys, I'm telling you, it was traumatic and funny at the same time. So I remember going back and the doctor telling me, no, you only have one appendix, yeah? It cannot rupture twice. Yeah, but I was wondering what these pains are about. And this doctor told me, when I saw another doctor now, they told me, you'll have to go in for a third. Guys, imagine a third surgery at this point in less than 6 months. Imagine. But this one was going to be a closed surgery, a laparoscopic surgery where they put in some tubes with a camera. If you guys know how they do laparoscopy, or a surgery with a screen, like there's a computer and they inject some tubes into your stomach and they check. So it's not an open surgery where they cut you open. They just put cameras and whatever that they need to do. So that was another procedure that I was supposed to do. So for them to find out if the job was actually done properly. And guys, I was freaking out at this point because I'm thinking, how can you puncture one tummy for so many times, yeah? In fact, I respect the women who've given birth through cesarean section like 4 times, because your tummy is cut in different sides. So at this point, I was panicking. I was, all the emotions. And remember, being a new mom, you're experiencing a mental breakdown because you're facing so many things, yeah? And my daughter did not even breastfeed, because at this point, when you experience pain, your milk just disappears for some reason. So we were on none. It was a whole ordeal, guys, yeah? So it's something that I'd not want anybody to go through. And that's why I thought, when I start a YouTube channel, it's going to be based on my experiences, yeah? It's going to be based on the things that I want to educate people about, especially around health, because it's a very key factor. When you're not doing well physically, mentally, emotionally, your health is at jeopardy, your health is at risk. Yeah, it's actually a life, and it stops so many things. Your career will not move forward. Your family, if you have a family like me, I had a child at the moment, I could not give maximum care to her. It affects so many aspects of our lives when your health is not okay. And that's why I thought starting a YouTube channel about wealth was a very good niche for me. It's a niche that I actually identify with. It's a niche that I'm personal with. That's why starting a niche about something that you are passionate about is going to be good. It's driving you because you don't feel the need to actually create. You don't feel like you're doing a chore. It's like a work. Of course, if you start a YouTube channel, it should be like a job, because you need to you need to give, for it to be successful, you need to give. I've noticed for the least of period of time I've done it, you need to give it a lot of attention, guys. Sometimes you take even a whole day just editing one video because you want to put out good content that people relate with, that is good, that is exciting. And I'm going to come to go into those points later in the video. So please make sure that you watch to the very end. I know it's a long story, but guys, just follow on. I don't want you guys to miss any information. I want to give you full details about this whole thing, yeah? So later on, after I went in, when the doctor said that I need to do now a laparoscopic surgery again to find out if there's something else that is wrong with the wound, I remember panicking, yeah? Because I also had a daughter at this point. Remember, money is being spent, yeah? And it was not cheap, it was very expensive. Thank God for covers, yeah? Because at this point, we had a cover that covered an extra cover, an added cover, medical cover, that added, that helped us, yeah? We had taken an extra medical cover. And there's a lady from that company, I'm not going to mention names here, she really helped us. Sometimes even these these covers, these insurance people can really, oh goodness, can really mess you up. You just need to be prepared. I think this whole birthing experience, it opened my eyes in a very different light, yeah? It made me see things in a very different light. So at this point now, I've gone back to the doctors and they're telling me, oh, you need a laparoscopic surgery. So I was just not doing it. I was not going the surgery direction, yeah? And I remember praying and telling God, hey, this is not my portion. Like, sickness is not my portion at this point. I can't afford to do this. I can't manage to do this. I already have a baby I'm taking care of. It's already weighing me mentally in so many ways. I can't afford to be sick now again. Because when I'm in pain, I can't take care of her properly. Yeah, at this point, it cost me my job because I even had to quit my job. And that's that particular point. I was dealing with real estate. I was in a real estate company, so I had to drop it because I had to take care of the baby. I had to get well. My body had to be well. Remember, you can't just, when your baby is on land, you can't just leave them with a housemaid. You know how these girls are. I'm not trying to throw any dirt or mud on anybody, but sometimes you just need to be there to do it because she's gone through a lot. Remember, she's not breastfed because she's even skipped that. You know, the milk of the mother has a lot of immunity in it. So you already feel like she's not gotten the immunity that she needs to. So if again you leave her with a house help, you go to work and she has these hormones and all, you know, of course, nobody will give your child the specified care as you can as her parent. So some decisions you make when you're a mother and all these are affecting you in one way or another, because I remember at that point my mental health was not doing very well, but I had to be strong because of my daughter. And again, I had very supportive family members who I thank to this day. I don't even know what I'd have done if they were not there. They really supported me. Like, they really gave me unwavering support. It was the best thing. Thank you, guys. If you're watching this, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Yeah, because most people I know, they don't get such support. So now I went to the doctor, to a surgeon. I remember this one I'm going to mention because, hey, I felt like it's a miracle. So I went to a surgeon now after I was told I need to undergo a laparoscopic surgery. I remember I went for a second opinion at the Nairobi hospital. A doctor called Dr. Khan. Dr. Khan, I'm going to write the name here. And it's a long time ago, so I don't even have a number. He's a surgeon, yeah, a specified surgeon, a specialized surgeon. So I went to Dr. Khan in Nairobi Hospital, and I remember this doctor touching my tummy, and I was expecting the worst news. I was expecting them to tell me you're going to go back into theater a third time. So guys, I had prayed and told God, hey, no, this sickness is not my portion, God. Yeah, I was really against these surgeries because they were really traumatizing me. Yeah. So I remember I went into this doctor's office, and he just told me to lie down on that hospital bed, and he just touched my tummy. He did nothing, guys. He didn't even do any tests. But he's an older doctor, yeah? That's another thing I noticed through this whole period. If you visit an older doctor who's experienced in the field, I think they do a better job than these young, I call them Google doctors. These young Google doctors. What? Just if you find an older guy who's been in the profession for a period of time, those are the best ones to deal with. Those are the best ones. Of course, they're all different. I won't judge. I won't put them in a box. But personally, in my experience, the doctors who I went through, because even my daughter now at this point, because she was seated in a position in my tummy, I know my story is all over the place, guys. Pardon me. Please just follow along. Yeah, if you have any questions, just ask them down on the comment section below. I'm going to answer all your questions. Yeah. So I remember even my daughter experienced like a thing. She alikuwa amefura here on the shingo, because she was sitting in one position for so long. So the muscle it was swollen, yeah. She could not even like turn her head. So we had to go in again to a different doctor, a pediatrician, to handle that case as well. So I was going through so many things, especially with hospitals and illnesses and all that. So at this point, the pediatrician I visited, it was the same one in Nairobi Hospital. It was around the same time, yeah. And he was very good. I remember he was called Dr. Muhodhia. He's also like an older doctor. I don't know if he's still there right now because it's like 7 years ago. And he's the one who saw my daughter. Because normally we'd go and the doctors would be rushing you. They're like, get out. Yeah, we've seen, oh, you're okay, you know. But when you go and find a doctor who actually has time to sit down with you and listen to you, they're not in a rush. And you know, people are sitting outside, you know, in the queue, waiting to get in with you. But this doctor gives you specialized attention. They're not rushing you through. And I thought, wow, this is actually a good experience. Before it was not. That's why when you see those red flags, guys, walk. Don't even sit back until somebody is rushing you. Because we experienced that during my daughter's clinic days, initially, the first time. And we ignored it, which costed us, yeah? So whenever you feel a red flag cropping up, don't ignore it, yeah? Second opinions, third opinions, fourth opinions are always the best way to go. Yeah, so I go into Dr. Khan's office in Nairobi Hospital, the surgeon, the specialized surgeon, and he tells me to lie down on the hospital bed, and he wants to check me up. So he just presses my tummy. He asks me about, of course, I give him the history about my surgery, and at this point I have a very big envelope. Yeah, I just give him. He goes through it and everything that they did, and he tells me, I don't think you're going to need a surgery. And I'm like, wait, what is this doctor saying? Because remember, I'd been told like I have to go into a surgery, yeah? And when he told me you don't need to undergo a surgery, I was so shocked. And I wondered, what is this doctor saying? Do you guys know what he told me to do? After I've been told like you need to go undergo now another surgery, I'm experiencing pains in my tummy, I'm feeling uncomfortable. And they're not normal pains, guys. They're not pains that where you take painkillers. No, I'd actually be having pains from morning to night. Like I'd sleep from night to morning, experiencing pains. Yeah, it was terrible. Even if you take painkillers, nothing was working. So I was like, hey, this is the only way to heal this is through a surgery. Yeah. So I went in, and you know what this doctor guys, hey, that's why I'm telling you. Sorry. That's what I'm telling you guys. Health and wellness, like don't take these things for granted. Never take this. Exercising, eating right, eating the right foods at the right time with the right amounts. your the traditional way of doing things. Because the doctors now, they're all about take meds, anything you're facing, they just give you meds, they're just prescribing things left, right, and center. If you go in with a child who has a cold, they don't even tell you to wait it out because it's a virus. Yeah, there's no medicine for a virus. It's going to go away on its own, or your body adapts and gains immunity. They'll just prescribe medicine to you or you to your child. Yeah, personally, I'm very into traditional things. I'll try a couple of herbs and concoctions before I can actually go into a doctor, go into the doctor's office. So this doctor really stunned me because I believe in the power of natural remedies, in the power of this, God put things here on earth to cure whatever issues that we have. There's medicine for everything on the earth. It grows on the earth. And I believe that. Yeah. So I go in, and I've come from taking so many medicines, from being injected so many injections. So I don't want anything to do with hospitals at this point. Yeah. But now if the surgery has to be done, I was like, I resign to my fate. If that's the only way, then I resign to my fate. It's not the best way for me, but if it's the only way, then I resign to my fate. I don't have an option. So, you guys, what this doctor told me? You don't need a surgery. You don't need a surgery. So I asked him, huh? Hey, I'm listening. And he tells me, just make sure you walk. You need to go back to walking. Yeah, because he noticed, I think, he listened to my history, and it did not even take 30 minutes. He just listened to me, explained everything. He read my records, and he told me, you just need to take a walk. You've been bedridden for some time, and your muscles zimeshikana. So what you need to do, you just need to walk, na hizo muscles zitaachana. Like my intestines, you know how intestines are? They're like this in the stomach. There's a small intestines and the large intestines. So the small intestines ndio zilikuwa zimeshikana. Hizo ndio zinakaa hivi. They are many in the stomach, yeah? So he told me if you walk, they're going to release. Because that's what's causing the tension. Yeah? That's what's causing the tension. That's why you're feeling like things are sticking together. And the only way to cure that is through walking. Imagine, guys, just walking, and you don't need a surgery. And then he prescribed some laxative made of oranges. It was very natural because it was like a juice. I don't remember the name of it. It was a powder that you put in water and dissolve it and take it to help with digestion, yeah? And guys, I went and did that because I remember now I started walking. Because where I used to live at that point, my former house, there was a hill. It's close to Ngong Hills, yeah? And there was a road a very long, like 4 kilometers road that has hills, inclines and declines, yeah? And I remember my partner really helped me with that. We used to walk all the way, like 4 kilometers in a day and come back. And that time I would be carrying my daughter, yeah, with a carrier. So that was added weight. And do you guys know the pain went away? The pain just went away. Just walking and taking this laxative that this doctor gave me, the pains disappeared completely, and I did not undergo any surgery. And I was thinking, wow, you mean you can actually achieve this naturally? Yeah? And that was a turning point for me. And I thought, because I've always been very passionate about natural things, yeah? Herbs, spices, I even grow them, such things, yeah? And that's how I came to starting my YouTube channel based on health and wellness. I know it's a very long story, so if you need to start a YouTube channel and you don't know what niche, that's the next point actually. Niching, yeah? Once you've gotten out of the fear, yeah? Because some of the things that stop us are the fears. Because I used to think, when I start a YouTube channel, what are people going to say? Is my house even perfect? It doesn't look like those, those flashy lifestyles that people are living, yeah? It doesn't look anything close to that. My kitchen, because I'll be doing things about food and wellness a lot, so most of my content will be based in the kitchen. My kitchen does not look very nice. I don't have those fancy gadgets yet. So I'm thinking, I want it to be perfect. That's another problem that we small YouTubers or YouTube people who are just starting the YouTube journey, those are some of the things that stop you. Yeah, the fears, the doubts, the fear of the unknown. In fact, I call it the fear of the unknown, because you don't know. These are things you don't know until you start. Yeah. And I remember I used to face them a lot before I even started, because I stayed like a whole 2 years before I started my YouTube channel. I wanted to start it in during COVID time in 2020. And I had to wait until 2023 to actually start a YouTube channel. And those were the fears that were stopping me from starting. And I'm sure there are so many people out there who are listening to this video and they're experiencing the same thing right now. You want to start a YouTube channel. You want to get yourself out of, for whatever reason, if it's for financial reasons, if it's to explore your creative or to put out your creative side on YouTube, if it's to store memories, because there are people who want to store some of the memories on YouTube so they can go back and check on it. There are so many reasons, yeah? So it depends with whatever reason why you're starting this YouTube channel in the first place. Because for me, those were the fears that were stopping me. I knew that I had something passionate about me that I wanted to start. I'm artistic. I want to put my art out there. I want to really create because I love to create. I knew I had what it takes, yeah? And I knew that starting a YouTube channel was going to be a very good, especially mental space for me. It's a good outlet for me to let out the energy, to let out, if I'm feeling sad, if I'm experiencing something that's heavy on my mind, I put it out through my art. So I knew this was a very good avenue for me to actually let out my creative. And these were the fears that were stopping me. I've decided to just say it as it is. I'm not going to filter these. The fears that were stopping me were, what are people going to say? What about the people who know me out there, my family members? What are they going to think? That I don't have everything. My kitchen is not as fancy. I don't have all the equipment that people have. And that's another thing. Comparing yourself. Guys, comparison is the thief of happiness, of joy. Comparison is the thief of going on. If you're comparing yourself out there, not even only on YouTube channels, not only on the topic of starting a YouTube channel, even in life, we find ourselves comparing ourselves with Tom, Dick, and Harry's. You want to compare yourself with this person because they're achieving better than you, or because you think you're in a competition with them. You're not in a competition. Listen, if you take anything else, if you don't take anything else from this video, take this one. Take this one. It's very important. Comparison is a thief of joy. Comparison. If you compare yourself with anyone, it's going to steal your joy. It's going to make you in a state that you won't like. It's going to make you very unsettled, yeah? You're not going to be content, yeah? Because I'm always finding myself sometimes, it's something I also suffer from even right now. I'll go and check out other people who are doing other different content, because remember, when you're a content creator, you're looking for inspiration from other people's content who've done like a similar thing which you want to look at. Yeah, it's a whole other avenue about search engine optimization. Of course, you want to create videos that are going to make sense, that are going to make sense to your audience. Yeah, so there's a lot of factors to consider when you're creating content. Yeah, especially here on YouTube, especially if you want it to be commercial. Yeah, so comparison is a thief of joy. And remember this, guys, there's less traffic, or there's no traffic at all, if you create and drive on your own lane. I wanted to make that one sink, yeah? To everybody who's out there comparing themselves, comparing their lives to other people, to your friends, to your relatives. You think somebody has achieved something better, you think somebody is doing better than you, and you want to pull them down, or you're jealous of them. These are basic things in life, yeah, that we experience as human beings. I want to put it out there to anybody watching this video, and you're comparing yourself with somebody, or you feel like you're less. You feel like you're less than another person, or you feel like you're not confident enough to actually put out that content that you want to put out, that you know you should, that deep down in your heart, the Holy Spirit has talked to you and told you need to start a YouTube channel. Yeah, you're a good prophet, you can prophesy, you get dreams, you get things of the Spirit, you understand. Yeah, there's always, because God has gifted us with so many gifts. Yeah, everybody, if you're a Christian, I'm a Christian myself. So as a Christian, all the Christians know that you've been given a gift. Everybody has been given a gift by God, yeah? To that is not like anybody else. You're not like anybody else. You are you for a reason. You're you. There's nobody else who has your name or who has your identity or who has your, God told us that He's given us, He knows us. He knows us from the womb, from when we were in our mother's wombs. So He's created you personally, and you have your assignment to do here on earth. You cannot be like any other person. That's why you should not compare yourself. When you start comparing yourself with another person, you're trying to live their life. You're trying to live their destiny, which is not what God intended for you. You have your own destiny. You have your own gifts that the Lord has put in you. Yeah? So that you're different from somebody else. And if you use that, if you believe in yourself and you don't compare yourself, create your own lane. Yeah, like I said, if you create your own lane, there's not going to be traffic. If you're driving on your own lane, create your own lane. Drive on your own lane. Don't compare yourself with anybody. There's a lot of traffic, yeah? This is a riddle, guys, or whatever you want to call it. If you are so many people on the road and you're driving on the same lane, you're moving towards the same direction, there'll always be traffic. Yeah, there's a lot of traffic. There are people ahead of you, there are people behind you. But if you create your own lane and you decide to move in your own path alone, without following every person, yeah, without following people, you're going to move faster. You're going to move at your own pace. You're not going to feel the need to rush on the road. Yeah, if you're a driver, sometimes you don't want people overtaking you. You're overlapping, and it's chaotic. Yeah, that's how you experience road rage, and you find people fighting on the road, yeah? So if you create your own lane, you're going to drive at your own pace very carefully. It doesn't matter what time you get there, yeah? It doesn't matter what time you get there, as long as you start. And that is something I want to tell in every other person out there who wants to start a YouTube channel, or who's started a YouTube channel along the way, and you got disappointed or you got discouraged because you're not getting as many views, or because you're not getting as many subscribers as you thought you would. Keep going. Those who've not started, just start. Pick up your camera, whatever it is, just start. Because personally, the thing that was stopping me, other than the fears of the unknown of what people will say, and me feeling like I'm not good enough, like I'm not perfect. Because you see, we strive for perfection. Nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfect, guys. Only God is perfect. Yeah, so I always felt like my content needs to be perfect. I don't need to make mistakes. That's another thing. Making mistakes is not wrong. It's not bad. You learn from it. Yeah, so you can just start with your phone. Personally, I started with my phone. I'm still shooting with my phone. It's the same thing I've been using this whole time, and it's not even a very expensive phone. Like, it doesn't have to be expensive, especially when you're starting. You don't have that disposable income where you want to purchase expensive gadgets or expensive shooting gear. You don't need all that. That could be another thing that's stopping you. Just use whatever you have. If it's a phone, smartphone, it has a good camera, just make sure you play around with the lighting, because when you're creating content, especially if it's going to be sit-down videos or just cooking videos like I do, or anything else, yeah? Make sure you concentrate on the lighting. The most important thing that you need to concentrate on is the lighting, the sound, and the quality of your content. Those three things are key when you're starting any YouTube channel. You need to concentrate, especially if you'll be talking, yeah? There are those things there are those videos that you talk face to face. There are those videos that you can do voiceovers on, like I do personally. So the things that you need to invest in the first time when you're starting to shoot content, when you've decided now on a niche, because the first thing you need to decide on is a niche. What are you passionate about? What can you create content about that you'll not get bored or that you'll not feel burnt out? Because we creatives, I notice sometimes you get to a point and you get burnout. Yeah, I've created content about something so many times and I start to feel burnt out. Yeah, creatives, our creative minds, personally, yeah, me as a creative, I feel like when I do something for a very long time, I get bored with it. It bores me to the core. I want to do something different, and I want to do this. I want to experience this. I want to, yeah. And most content creators are like that, yeah. So you do some content for a period of time, and you feel like that's not the kind of content you want to do anymore, or you want to mix. And I'm sure you've been told, you've seen even in different videos, if you've done your research on YouTube about niching, and people tell you pick one thing and stick with it. I'm here to tell you that you don't have to do one thing. Until now, you do food videos and you do food videos for the rest of your life. If that is what you feel in your heart you're good with, and you want to do that for the rest of your YouTube life or your YouTube period, you can take that line. If you feel that like that is what you want to do, you can do it. But I'm here to tell you, to break it to you, that you don't have to do certain content that you feel like you can't branch, because people will, especially if you're doing sit down videos, people are going to identify with you and they're going to like you for what you do. There's always a market for anything and everything. There's always a market for everything. Yeah, if you start this channel, you'll have a market for that. If you start this other thing, so you just concentrate on creating good quality content that people can actually relate with, and content that you're helping solve a problem, yeah, depending on why you're creating content in the first place. If it's something that you want to solve a problem for in the future, just or in the present time, just concentrate on that audience. Just put that audience in mind. And what I like to do personally myself, I like to create content for myself. I'm not creating content for me. I'm looking at, I'm the audience. I'm the first audience for my channel, for my content. Yeah. If I'm a stay-at-home mom and I'm experiencing certain problems, or I want to solve certain problems for myself, so I'm my first audience. Yeah. I'm going to create live for. I'm not creating content for myself personally. I'm creating content for people who are in my position, who are like me, who are experiencing different difficulties, or who are looking for certain things for, especially as a stay-at-home mom, it's going to be easier when you create content for yourself. Consider yourself, like, who am I? What am I? What am I good at? What are the things, challenges that I experience? How can I help somebody out there to reach or to relate with my videos, to relate with my content? If it's stay-at-home moms who relate with my content, then that's a very good avenue for you. Yeah, that's a very good niche for you, because you're going to be creating it from the heart. You're going to be creating it based on experience, and you're not going to get bored with it, and you're not going to run out of content ideas. Because most of the other questions I get from my viewers and from people who follow me, they ask me, where do you get your inspiration from? How do you make your videos? Yeah, I'm not, guys, I'm not saying that I've hacked this YouTube thing, because right now I'm only at 451 subscribers as I make this video. I'm only at 451 subscribers. I've only done 70 videos. But the things I have learned, the things that this journey has taught me, I might not have 1,000, I might not have 100,000 subscribers, but the things that journey has taught me, yeah, obey the journey, guys. Trust the journey. Yeah, you're going to get there. And it all goes down to the reasons why you're making this. Because personally, I've noticed since I started making, if you go back to my first channel, my first video, hey, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's been a learning curve. It's been a learning curve. I have learned so much just from creating this content. I might not get so many views, or I might not even get paid, because initially you will not get paid. It's a journey. Yeah, put it in yourself like this. If you can because if you can get 1 subscriber per video, then you should be ready to make, if you want 1,000,000 subscribers, are you ready to make 1,000,000 videos to get that 1 subscriber? Yeah, that's how long term it should be. That's how long term it should be, because this thing is long term. You don't start it 1 year and it goes with any other business. Because personally, I've done so many businesses. I've done cloth business, mtumba. I've done that business. I've done. I've sold, what else? I've sold so many things, guys. I can sell anything in this world. I've sold cars in my former career. I was a car agent. I was in a car dealership company. I've sold cars. I've sold land. I've sold clothes. I've sold rice. So at this point, I can sell anything as long as it's legal. Yeah, so guys, what I was saying is, if you're ready, if you start this and you want to do it full time, yeah, if you want to make money out of it, good money out of it, people are actually making a living making videos on YouTube. Yeah, it's actually a living for people. It's been like a job, a full-time job for so many people. So if that's the path that you're sure you want to take, and you want to start a YouTube channel to just make content, if that's what you want to do, you want to be a content creator for the period of time that you want to, yeah, and you want to get many subscribers, you want to get views, are you willing to put out a million videos out there to get a million subscribers? Yeah, that's how you know it's long term for you. Yeah. So let me just go down to the nitty gritty. The After you get a niche, yeah, and after you've been posting content for a continuous period of time, because content on YouTube needs to be you need to put it out consecutively. You don't post 31 video today, you wait another 3 months, you post another one. It needs to be very consistent for the algorithms to actually pick you up. I'm working on that. I think I need to increase my videos, because I only post one video every Sunday, and I've noticed it's been working okay. But if this is going to be a long time thing, I think I need to increase the video time, the videos that I post in a week. Yeah, but again, it goes down to time, because if you want to put out content that is good quality, you need to consider the quality of the content that you're making. The shooting takes time. Shooting a video can take time, and how you plan yourself to make several videos, to make sure that you're consistent enough. You can actually shoot several videos. People do it differently. Personally, I shoot several videos. If I get ideas, I shoot several videos, and then I pick them. Now I just edit them, and editing can even take a whole day, depending on the quality of the video, the time, the length of the video that you want to make, and depending on your niche. If your niche, especially if it's like a sit down like this one, it takes a longer period of time depending on the topic that you're speaking about. So there are a lot of factors to consider and to put into place before you actually sit down or decide to actually make content. So remember, I said you can just start with your phone. Start with whatever things that you can start with. A good camera, if you have a phone with a good camera, an Android phone, you can also consider adding a ring light. I'm going to include all the things that I use personally on this channel, or on the comment section, or on the description box. I'm even going to indicate the names, and if I can, I'm going to take videos and show you exactly what I use. So watch out on that, on the comment section or on the description box. I'm going to include everything. So what I personally use is my phone, my Android phone, which is a Samsung Galaxy I don't remember it's a what, but it's not an expensive phone. And I also bought a ring light, because if you don't have very good lighting, you can also use natural lighting. If you live in a place, especially if you're doing cooking videos or whatever other videos that you decide to do, natural lighting, just make use of natural lighting. If you live somewhere where the sun hits all sides of the houses, or you can consider shooting content close to a window. Guys, I've spoken so much. I'm so tired and I have a cold, forgive me. So, pardon me. So you can consider shooting content close to a window source, the natural lighting. You can use natural lighting for your videos if you don't have a ring light. So that will also make you be hardworking a little, because now you have to wake up when there's some sun. You have to make sure the angles that you're positioning your camera. That's why I'm saying this is a whole course that you learn just from doing this content. Yeah, you don't even have to have followers or people watching your videos. Just learning that process of creating content and actually making content is a whole course. It's a skill that you earn that nobody will ever take away from you. Like driving, any skill that you have, if you have it at your fingertips. Nobody will ever take it away from you. Yeah, so consider yourself, it's a skill that you're learning, an editing skill, shooting skill, creating content, editing, all that, yeah, wrapped up into one. So consider natural lighting if you're doing sit down videos especially, and ring light. You can add a ring light to that. I'm going to show you the one I use, yeah, just to accentuate the lighting for your videos, yeah. And you can also make sure that your flash is on. That's what I normally do myself. If I'm shooting a video, especially at night, because most of my videos I do, especially the food videos, at dinner time, of course the lighting is not very good. So you can also add lighting from your bulbs, from your ring light, from your phone, the flash, yeah. And the good thing is that if you have a good editing software, that's the next step that's the next thing I'm going to talk about, yeah. The editing software that you decide to use. Personally, I use Capcut. There are so many free editing applications that you can download on your phone or on your laptop, whatever you decide to use. You can even edit on your phone if you don't have a laptop. By the way, this one is a beginner friendly starter YouTube kit, yeah. If you don't have a laptop, or if you don't like to edit on your laptop, personally I find it easier editing on my phone. Sometimes I edit on my laptop, especially if I need to make voiceover notes, yeah, I edit on my laptop. But I find it easier to edit on my phone, because if I'm on the go, remember I'm a mom, I have a business I'm running, I have so many things I'm doing, so getting free time is very limited for me. So I can be like outside or sitting somewhere in the market, I'm waiting, I can be doing shopping and I'm on my phone editing something. Yeah, a laptop is very difficult to carry. You have to sit down somewhere and edit, decide to edit. But when I'm using my phone to edit, I can even edit when I'm cooking a meal. I'm waiting for something to get ready. I'm editing. So whatever that you feel is okay for you to use editing, do you guys. See, you guys, I advocate for you to do you. Always do you. Yeah. So there's an editing app that I use which is called Capcut, like I said, but there's so many other free. Make sure it's free, because you don't want to be paying for an editing app, especially when you're just starting, because remember you're not making any income, and you're trying to keep your expenses minimal. So there's so many good, and these free editing apps are very good. They are very good, especially for beginners. Like this particular one that I've been using for a very long time, I've been using Capcut. I'm going to indicate all these details down on the description box, so don't worry, don't even take notes. I'm just going to write them down for you to make sure I include them for you. So Capcut is a very good editing app which is free. And there's one for the phone and there's another one for the laptop, which are all free, guys. And they're very easy to use, especially for beginner editors. If you're just editing for the first time, and they can do a very good job, yeah? You guys comment down below and let me know what is the quality of the videos that I edit for you, because I edit them using that Capcut, yeah? And they have some very unique features that you can play around with and come up with a very good, especially for creatives, yeah? If you're creative like me and you love to play around things and you love to, that app is just good for you. I know other apps that are called InCut, which other one? There are so many apps. I'm going to search them, the free ones, and I'm going to link them here. So don't worry about that. There are so many free editing apps that you can use. Yeah.